all come in with the how. How can I be happy? People, especially nowadays, they don't finish the stress cycle. So burnout doesn't happen after a week of hard work.
It's through time.
And then to deal with it takes time.
The latest research tells us that job stress plays a major role in many chronic health problems.
So I help people really master the stress.
So now you're soaking up everybody else's negativity. How do you switch on?
I was in burnout without even noticing, and I felt guilty. And I was the most depressed person in the world. Because when you're in burnout, people isolate themselves from everyone, and they become cynical, and they become like life is not worth living anyway.
Now, burnout symptoms can be anything ranging from chronic fatigue up to insomnia and depression.
Imagine if your body lived in this state all the time.
Saw things you shouldn't have.
I've seen a lot of things. My dad was very abusive to my mom.
You feel like it's running away?
You cannot hide from your emotions, because all those childhood traumas, and they surface because you cannot hide from your emotions.
Gladiators, welcome back. Today I have a beautiful, young, energetic gladiator here with me today, Dr. Vanessa Moussa. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
We met on my course, right?
Yes.
So,
I did the gladiator mastery.
good or bad? I've never asked you this before. What was it like?
Really good. It was really, really good, because the thing that I love the most is your approach to it, right? Because we can learn everything online nowadays, but having something in person is pretty rare nowadays. And secondly, as someone who's truly passionate about delivering a message and making sure people understand it was very important. And how it's like arts, like you presented the way we have to present ourselves or sell, or like an art form. And that's something I always struggled with, about sales, the definition, a bit old school. So yeah, that was, I highly recommend. So
Thank you.
Definitely.
I'll pay you later. So, yeah, the check's in the post. Thank you so much. It was wonderful seeing you. So how did we get to meet?
How did we meet?
Yeah, in the first place. Was it through my wife, Angela, or we met before? We've never met before.
Never met before.
Oh.
I followed you on Instagram, I remember. And then I met Angela at an event. I think it was Emma Burdett's event. She was doing like some leadership for women, which was amazing. And your wife came, and she was, honestly, Angela has a beautiful presence to her. And she was truly, and I told her the other day, I'm like, I've been in Dubai 2 years now, and it's really rare to meet people that are world class. Like you have it.
You should make more of an effort.
Yeah.
To meet with her, honestly.
True.
She's right now teaching kids at school.
She told me.
Yeah, our junior gladiators. We're trying
awesome.
to unfuck people before they get too fucked. Yeah.
Wow, I love that. Yeah, that's definitely true. So when I met her, and she definitely, something about Angela that I like is like she truly wants to help people. Like she has that. And when I told her like I'm new in town and this is what I'm doing, she connected me with amazing people. And she told me, Dariush is doing this event. You definitely need to come. I think it'll be very helpful for you. And then every time something happens, but this time I made sure I will be definitely there.
I'm glad you came. So you've been here only 2 years?
Yeah, 2.5 now, I think.
What brought you here?
So
Here being Dubai.
Dubai, yeah. So what brought us here is that before coming here, we were in Reunion Island, me and my partner, Michele, Iman. And so we were in Reunion, and after a while, we thought that we're high achievers. So living in Europe, especially on a small island, is beautiful and all, but there is limit to how much you can grow. So we said we wanted to move, and Michele started his digital entrepreneurship journey that was kicking off, and he said, it's not interesting to be in France, and I need to meet bigger people, and also for tax reasons and all. So we're like, where do we want to go next? So Michele followed me. I met him in Milano, and he came to be with me in Reunion. So I was like, okay, now it's my time to follow you where you want to go. So his dream was Dubai, but he was a bit skeptical about it. He's like, oh, maybe it's so expensive. I was like, let's check it out. I mean, expense could be different to people. So we checked it out, and actually it was COVID. So it was like the perfect time to come because the prices were very interesting. And that's what we did. We came here, and I also wanted to find my own path because I wanted to take a bit to step away from clinical dentistry and to find what is life outside of dentistry. And I thought Dubai would be a perfect place to do that.
So you don't do any patients anymore?
No. I have different, I drill the mind, not the teeth anymore, let's say.
You unscrew the mind.
I unscrew the mind, yeah.
Cool. It's because I was going to say, if you were just a dentist, my story would have been, what's the biggest cavity you fixed? Well, there's more to this than that, cavities, isn't it?
Yes. Oh my God, definitely. I mean, dentistry is people don't understand how demanding it is. It's a very mentally and physically demanding job.
Isn't it true more suicides in dentistry than any other?
It's like in the top 5 of suicide rates, and people don't understand why.
That's not the accolade you want to win, is it?
No.
I want to get to number 1 of that one.
Yes.
You're very competitive, right?
Exactly. No, for sure. And I definitely understood why at the end of, because when you enter dentistry for the sake of like the business or the prestige and all, so it's, it has a lot of business opportunity, but it's very demanding because you work with people on very close quarters, like very, very close. Even the doctors don't get to see us on daily basis that, I mean, practicing actual surgeries, procedures on daily basis. So it's very demanding. And secondly is that the energy that patients bring into a clinic is very negative. So when I used to work, I used to have like 20, 30 patients a day. And whenever they're new, 9 out of 10, they would tell me, sorry, doctor, nothing against you. I hate dentists. I would prefer to be anywhere but here. So for the dentist, it's a lot of energy, like negative energy. So you had to shift that
And bad
energy.
breath.
Of course, yeah.
Mix the
I've seen
two,
it all.
it's a suicidal formula,
I've
right?
seen it all because in Reunion, I worked in rural areas and urban areas. So this is a French country. It's the government pays a lot for healthcare, which is really good. So you get to see all type of patients, honestly, like from the youngest to the oldest, from the best to the worst. Like I've seen it all in the mouth, definitely. There.
So how have you, we're gonna go backwards, okay? But right
Okay.
now we're in Dubai. So how did you find Dubai? You came here, people weren't meeting people because it was COVID.
Yeah, we came
So-
in 2021. So it was, I think, just
But then
3
your
months.
business is very specific, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
women dentists, correct?
No, I work now. I think when I started, I wanted to approach like healthcare industry because that was my background. And that's how I started exactly when I was meeting Angela. That's how I started.
Okay.
But the further I came in, because we met like a year ago now, I noticed that the people who are really attracted to my energy are overwhelmed, stressed, high achieving professionals that have very high demanding jobs. Like I work with pilots as well. So in those type of careers that you can't make a mistake and learn from it and lay back and journal about it. Like you don't have time. You have so much responsibility. So people who are high achieving and a bit sensitive, so they would take it too much. So I work with high achieving leaders and yeah, like managers, healthcare professionals, yeah, and those lead responsibility positions where they have to deal with people on a daily basis because it is very demanding, especially nowadays. And I noticed in Dubai specifically that people definitely needs a bit of just energy, like a good, authentic, genuine energy. So when I bring that to the table, everybody's interested in working because there's this calmness that they like about me and this authenticity.
Are they happy paying?
Huh?
Are they happy paying?
Yeah, they do.
You're doing good.
Yeah, but the thing is that what I took in your course is the first step. And when we were learning with you the sales, it was interesting because even as a dentist, people, even if they have care like paid for, not all of them, but most of them would come only when things are bad.
Correct. When you have
Yes,
pain, you go to the dentist. You don't go, oh, it's
Yeah.
not prevention.
Exactly, which is not good because we always want them to come before things get bad because the worse it gets, the bigger the treatment, the more it's gonna cost and more complication. Same thing with mental health. People only come to you when they're so much in pain. So they come to me when they're so stressed out, they're feeling super stuck, even on the verge of burnout. So, and I'm trying to bring awareness to that. So the hardest part is that the awareness and giving it in the right
I
manner.
guess not just awareness, it's admitting,
Yeah,
especially with men. It's not, I'm okay, I always admit everything.
yeah, that's
But most men don't want to admit to being burnout or
yeah,
because they feel not good enough or
yes,
they failed someone.
yes. And I
The whole
felt really
family's looking up to them.
100%. And that's how I felt because I was in burnout without even noticing, and I felt guilty about being in burnout. I have everything I worked for. Why am I unhappy? And then you get in a lonely journey because when you're in burnout, people isolate themselves from everyone, and they become cynical and they become like life is not worth living anyway. So they're just tired and exhausted all the time. Yeah. And I know it's firsthand how that feels from personally for me.
Have you lost people,
Uh,
suicide or?
No, suicide, no. But yeah, I lost people normally. My parents got me pretty young. So I should like grandparents, I just lost them recently. So with COVID and all. So it was a traumatic loss for my grandpa.
But through depression and stuff like this, you haven't?
Not yet.
And some dentist you knew or anything like
No, we heard about a dentist in Reunion that committed suicide. Yes, fell off a balcony. We did hear about that. And I did connect with a lot of dentists who are in the US who are becoming coaches now, and they're bringing awareness about that because they don't talk about that. I mean, so
Thing
often.
is, I've met you a couple of times now, and I don't have time for coaches.
I know.
The moment someone says coach, I want to run.
I know.
Yeah,
Even
it's
for me
like
when I say it.
yeah, it's like an accountant or a lawyer. Okay,
Yeah.
so what sets you apart? How can you get somebody's interest in working with you? Because honestly, I'm thinking that, right?
Of course,
I want to work with someone, whether it's a coach, to take me to the next level.
definitely.
And I often ask tough question like, okay, how much did you earn last year?
Yeah.
And they fall apart.
Yeah.
Or I'll say, why should I hire you? And you know what's the most common answer?
No.
I'll fix myself so I
That's
can
not
fix other people. Huh?
No.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is with coaching that people don't understand, for me, since I'm a healthcare professional, I took coaching in a professional route. I didn't just do some YouTube stuff and feel
Because you were bored or something.
yeah. So I did the first training and then I took another training. Now I'm doing my master's in coaching with one of the best in the world, you know.
Mention them, I don't mind.
Yeah, like IPAC it's called. So it's like the Institute of Excellence in Professional Coaching. So they work with leaders and they work with executives. So, and they teach you a methodology because coaches don't give advice. Usually mentors do, consultants do. But coaches, they guide you.
Listen.
Yeah, they have to listen. They create a safe space, a non-judgmental place where you can open up, see what's going on, and then they ask you the right questions and they will definitely guide you to get you to where you want to be.
But after they know you very well.
Exactly. Like for me, coaching saved my life, to be truly honest. That's why I definitely believe in its power, but definitely every person is different. So that's why even for me in Dubai, I meet so many coaches. Like there's so many, but it's people are doing coaching for the sake of being a coach, like future Tony Robbins or something, like for their own persona. People are doing it as a side hustle or something like that. And others like maybe it's a passion. For me, it's like a dedication because I could be a dentist here. I mean, I had even opportunities to work. I'm young. I'm European trained, as they say. I'm Arabic, so and I can work. I can, earn a good living. So I chose that. Of course, the path is going to be harder professionally as you're speaking, but I am dedicated to do it the right way and to attract the people who are in the most pain and who will pay as well. So it's so you have to find the right market.
Well done to you for sticking it out. It's not going to be an easy path.
No.
Especially when you're selling your time, right?
Exactly.
What I noticed, I went to the recent, I don't know, Mind Valley.
Yes.
Did you go?
No, actually, I at that time I said I'm gonna instead of going to Mind Valley, I was going to your course.
Oh,
I was like,
good
if I have,
decision.
I was like,
You
if I
couldn't
have to
gone
pay, I want to learn
pay-wise,
skills.
yeah. Did you
So-
pay full price for my course?
Yeah, I think I was.
Angela,
actually
nobody
Najah.
looks after. Oh, yeah. Okay. I was through Najah, forget. Okay.
Yeah, but honestly, it was worth it. Like, to be truly honest, I had to choose because it was happening at the same time, those two events.
You wouldn't have, I didn't enjoy Mind Valley. What I felt, it was like a money-making scheme.
Yeah.
I didn't feel connected. I felt most of the speakers were rehearsed. It was from the head, not the heart. I couldn't connect. I left. And then one thing I noticed though, they do this coaching certificate, and they had like 4,000, 7,000 certificates handed out. But I'm just thinking, every single person's leaving with a certificate doesn't know how to run a business. They don't know how to make money. They're going to have certificates on the shelves, but no money in the bank.
No, but that's why I chose IPAC because with IPAC it's a 9 months long and it's fairly intensive. So like one of the students that I have are like people who work at the American embassies worldwide. They have to learn these techniques to deal with people, and they teach us the business side of it. Because coaching without business, I mean, it's nothing. I mean, it's a good skill like you can use at work, but if you want
Or
to
on yourself,
on
really.
yourself, like as a dentist, I think all dentists need to learn coaching, and because dentists are not leaders, like we didn't learn how to be leaders or listen at university. We learned how to do the craft, and that's it. So we didn't learn the business side. That's why sales for me is always like skeptical about it. But now that I'm in it, like coaching without business is nothing. Like it's just a skill, which is amazing, but not a profitable business.
Sure. I don't tend to kind of work with dentists and people in the helping industry. I'll tell you why. Because when you're helping, you don't want to charge.
Yeah, true.
So money tends to be a huge issue when it comes to business, when it comes to dentists, doctors, nurses, librarians, because they're in the helping business, right? So, or teachers, for instance. How do you overcome that? Is it necessity? Do you think like, shit, I've got to pay the rent, or I've got this coming, I've got to go over the line here?
Yeah. I mean, when I was a dentist, I remember I had to take care of my family financially. My
Yeah,
mom,
I was going to ask you.
yeah, so
In Italy.
so that purpose, right? Like you're saying, that purpose that is bigger than yourself, that you have people who depend on you, definitely gave me a drive. Like I have to work. But the thing is, now I had a very difficulty in the mindset, like you're saying. That's why I took your course as well. Is that how can I charge people? Like I feel wrong. And for me, the success, like I was working with my own coach, and for me, success was after how I was raised, like getting money, having financial stability, not forcefully doing what you actually enjoy. So for me, I enjoy something that I do and I charge
It's
for it.
expected of you.
Of course, this is definitely
Based on their parameters and boundaries. And
this is a given, you know? So now that I charge for something that I actually enjoy, that I'm good at, it's like, it's a mindset that I'm continuing to work on. It's a work in
I
progress.
think it's the best aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
Really is. When you turn nothing into cash and somebody trusts you and you're just so motivated
Just want
and
to do more.
up. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, 100%.
I was going to use kind of drug thing. I thought, no, we're in Dubai. I can't say that. So I use aphrodisiac.
Yeah, yeah.
So what took you to this wonderful island never heard of called Reunion?
Yes.
Sounds like there was only two of you.
Yeah, no,
Like
there's
a reunion of
800,000. No, it's a lot of
Where is
people.
it? Where in the world is it?
It's in the Indian Ocean, so it's next to Mauritius and Madagascar in between.
Or you?
Yeah, and Seychelles, I think it's not far, and that side of the world. No, it's beautiful. And I was in Romania before then. I was doing my dental school. So I fell in love with an island boy there. So he was doing dentistry with me in Romania, and I was supposed to go to Italy for work, and he finished a year ahead of me. So I went to visit him in Reunion, and I loved it. And a part of it, what I loved, to be honest, because my mindset also as a dentist was not established to work in a big city because I was a bit scared of it. The thing about Reunion is that I wanted to be in a place where people know your name, like not like in a big city, like you're just a number, and where you don't have to chase clients. Because with the French government, like we had a lot of patients coming at
Handouts.
the door. No, they come in because the government pays
Yeah,
them.
it's handouts.
Yeah, so they, yeah.
It's taken care of.
But you know, after a few years and you start to understand yourself and discover, and you see all your money going away, like a lot, you're like, yeah, we have to take some decisions now. It's like I don't want to keep doing this for the next 40 years, just being
So
here now.
what's Island of Reunion? Is it fishery or something? Is it fishing? What was it?
So Reunion, it's a volcanic island. So it's the Hawaii of France. It's the only way I can explain it because it has the same nature as Hawaii. And I think it's like the sources is rum there and
Oh.
sugarcane.
Wow.
Fishing, yeah, a little bit, but they,
No tourism, right?
the tourism only French, I think, mostly. It's pretty expensive for tourism because there's Mauritius nearby that is much cheaper, and it's you pay in euro there, so it's like it's European.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, no, it's really and it's very developed for an island. Like the streets are great, the hospitals are good. It's really nice to raise a family.
So how long were you there?
6 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
So you
and
really grew up there.
yeah, I became the adult
Professionally.
there. Yeah, from 24 to 30. That was the
So that relationship didn't work out, and you met the next patient.
yeah. No, so with my ex-partner, we opened a clinic together.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so he found this opportunity and he was like, oh, so nervous. Actually, I take it or not because he's a surfer. Like he just want to surf and work, and he's done. But this is an amazing opportunity. So I just got there. I barely know the island, and I told him, let's go for it. So I helped him grow it, and then the problem is when you work with your partner, it's not easy. So we always have the utmost respect, but we became colleagues and roommates more than, you know.
Yeah, I divorced my first wife because of that.
Yeah.
We
So
worked here, the passion went up, we became friends.
exactly. That's what happened. Like
We
I
went to
really
the divorce court in the same car. We sat on the same bench, and the judge said, "Where's the other party?" I said, "No, we're it."
Yeah.
So why are you sitting next to each other?
Exactly.
Did you want to think twice about this? I said, "No, we're done."
Everybody asked us the same question, like, why are you guys? Because we never spoke badly about each other. We have the utmost respect and we helped each other grow. He helped me to become the dentist that I became, and I helped him to open the clinic, which was a scary part. So yeah. I mean,
So which parts of helping grow the business you got involved in? Was it sales, marketing?
it was
it branding?
it's just creating the clinic.
And also you did patients as well, right?
I
You
did
did-
patients as well. So it was because the thing we did not know at the time that the clinic, the person who was selling it, he actually was banned to practice. So he had a lot of patients waiting. So when we opened the clinic back and like refurnished it and everything, there was a lot of problems with the patients, like abscesses, really bad treatment. So we had to pick that up again. And yeah, so then we became the typical couple dentist, like the woman and the man. So it's like, oh, I'm with the woman, I'm with the man when they call. So
Wow.
yeah, no, it was good, but it's like, yeah, you only talk about the work, right? You go home, you're talking about the job. Every time you're talking about the job. So that was the biggest struggle that we
Were
had.
there any cinemas in Reunion or things like that?
Cinemas?
Cinemas.
Yeah,
and
it's
things?
very, very
You can
developed.
have fun apart from surfing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, surfing even you can't have too much because there's a lot of shark attacks since I moved.
Wow.
Like since
Hazards of the job.
hazards of the job. Like everybody asked if they can swim. I was like, yeah, but maybe one time. So there is the barrier reef, so it's really beautiful. It's really a mountain island, so you hike a lot. There's a lot of hiking. There's the volcano still active. You can see it erupting sometimes, and no, there's everything pretty much. There's
Did you
everything.
miss? Well, I guess you kept traveling to cities, right? Did you miss it
Yeah.
much?
So what I loved about it at the time is that I used to go to work with my flip-flops. That was a very big luxury for me, and just going and getting dressed in a uniform, that was pretty cool. But yeah, whenever I traveled, I went to cities, and I loved coming back because you're coming back to a holiday destination. So
Did you feel like you were missing out?
I
'Cause, you know,
felt
in holiday, things slow down, don't they?
it's very slow. That's the thing I wanted to say. Island vibe is very slow. Like it's very slow. Like it's a bit painfully slow when there's like the administrative stuff. It's really, yeah, it's really hard. For me, what I felt is that when I was a dentist, I felt something I wanted to do different. I did not want to do this. I just was so scared to see, okay, what's outside of dentistry? Like, is there any life outside of it? Because the problem is our skills are not transferable as a dentist. And what else are you gonna do? You know, we're gonna manage a clinic or something, but still there's not a lot of job opportunities in that. So I always knew that I was missing out in discovering what I'm like my potential. And that's what would be. And it wasn't the right place to discover your potential.
6 years is enough to find out. So is the clinic
Yes.
still open, working?
So with my ex, yeah, his clinic is open. But then when we broke up, I worked in another clinic
Okay.
or like as an associate.
Just
dentist.
compete with him, right?
No, the thing was
Destroy him.
we were far from
My
each other.
best friend.
Yeah, no, we were far, but there's no competition there because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of work, honestly.
Okay.
Like
I
rarely.
was just kidding.
No, I know. But not to give that perspective as well. There is not like competition because there's a lot of people, like as you said, handouts coming in. Yeah.
Wonderful. So I keep hearing countries, right? Italy, Romania. Where were
Yeah.
you born?
So to
Tell me
make it
about your
simple, yeah.
childhood. Tell me about what it was, siblings, mom, dad. You said they were very young.
Yes.
Share with us.
So I was born in Australia.
Okay, I didn't expect
yeah.
that one.
Yeah,
Okay, I was
exactly.
expecting Lebanon or something.
So I was born
Whereabouts in Australia?
Melbourne.
Okay.
So I was born in Australia, Melbourne. My dad is Australian, but he's Lebanese born. So he's like
Okay.
second generation Lebanese there. And then he met my mom in Lebanon and then they fell in love. They were 18 and 20 something. So it was pretty young. They moved to Australia and then after like family problems, they moved back to Lebanon. This is where I was raised. And then they divorced. And then they both got
Do you have
remarried.
siblings like brother and sister?
No, I mean
Eh,
brother and sister from my own parents. No, I'm a single,
Okay.
single child. But my mom got married and has another child, and my dad as well has another. So I have two half brothers.
Mhm.
I also had a step brother at a time. My mom married again, so she married 3 times. So yeah, there's a lot of I say instability.
Is it okay to talk about that
Yeah,
now? Is that
yeah, no
okay?
problem.
So what did you learn from, I noticed you, if you don't mind me saying, you abusive childhood, right? You don't have to go to detail.
No.
I do. I share my vulnerability and to an extent because my mum's alive. So sometimes she watches my podcast. I'm like, I shouldn't say things. But, and also she lives in denial.
Yeah.
So when I meet her now, she goes, "Oh, weren't you lucky? You had such a good childhood."
Yeah,
I'm like, were you there?
Yeah.
What I went through?
true.
So what did you go through?
So
What did you learn from it?
So what I think is with my family, I learned what not to do. I think that was the biggest learning lessons, like not what to do, what not to do. So
Were they like a passionate parents?
I don't know if they were passionate. I mean, they were very, very young. I think it was young love, like a summer love kind of thing, and then got married. The thing is that my mom was, I think she would have liked to have an education, more time to know what she wants to do. But the thing is, my dad was very abusive to my mom, like very, very abusive person. And I witnessed a lot
You
of
saw things you shouldn't have done.
I've seen a lot of things. And I think when I came to Dubai and I had to go through the coaching, it's like I had a lot of fear in me, like childhood, inner child fear. Because the thing is, when you're an immigrant, you just want to move forward. Like for me, the biggest issue I had was that once I leave Lebanon, I'll feel better. Once I finish university, I'll get better.
You feel like it's running away?
Yeah, it was like a moving away goals. So I said, once I have the perfect outer world, like living on an island, like you were mentioning, it's beautiful, having an amazing supportive partner, and then having a great career, I'm gonna be happy, you know? And my family are safe. I'm like, that's gonna be great. I was just waiting for my mom to move to the US. That's where they live now. And I'm like, I'm gonna be the happiest person in the world. And I was the most depressed person in the world because all those childhood traumas and everything.
Stay.
No, they surfaced because you cannot hide from your emotions. I mean, people think like if it doesn't exist, it doesn't, but it's in your body. So and when suppressed emotions, they show up as language and behavior.
So how did you behave when you saw abusive things happen? Did you go
I
in the
was-
room and fight, or did you hide?
I hide. I noticed like 2 years ago, like also through my own personal journey, I was a people pleaser. And I was like, okay, where does this come from?
Mhm.
It came from there.
Love buying.
Yeah, because if I don't please my dad, he could go on a frenzy. And then my mom as well. She was amazing, but she was very emotional. Like she was very emotional. And she did the best that she could, I'm sure, because she's young and I know that. But still, I think when you hug a child and you're in own fear, you transfer that fear to them. Even though, because for example, something I don't like when someone is depressed and they see a young baby and they say, "Oh, give me, I need some love." I don't like that because they are sucking the energy out of this beautiful baby, you know? So I think that's what I had, a lot of fear transferred through that.
So what message did your mom send you? She put up with it, right? So what
Yeah.
made her leave?
So yeah, I think they noticed things were not going well. I forgot I was young at what, 9, so they discovered things were not going well. But when my parents separated, it was the best time I had with them, with both of them,
So
because
you weren't seeing abuse anymore.
I'm not seeing abuse anymore. And I never met my dad before. I never had any relationship with him because my dad, he was like, it's like a frat boy. You know, he's like a rugby player, he work a lot, workaholic, and sports. That's it. So when he was separated from my mom, he had to spend time with me on the weekends, and that was my best memories with him, going to McDonald's and the movies.
Are you close now?
No, I haven't spoken with him since 15 years now, like half of my
Not
life.
good. How does that make you feel?
Well, at the beginning, it was really difficult. It was really difficult. And there are parts in your life, even as an adult, you need your dad or your mom. Like you need that pillar in your life. So when I did not have it, for example, like,
Do you mind if I ask how old you are?
yeah, 33.
33. So
I just
since the
started
age of
now.
18.
Yeah,
When's your birthday?
20 of April.
Oh, happy birthday. Mine's 18th. So
Really?
we're not too far, but you're not an Aries, right? Because
The bicuspid. It's like the day
right
that
at the
changes.
okay.
So people say
Happy
yes.
birthday.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. So tell me, so since the age of 18, you haven't
Yeah.
spoken to your dad.
17 even, yeah. So almost half of my
So
life.
was all those weekends bullshit?
No, I think when he got remarried, he changed, you know. But I think for him, to be honest, now as an adult, I think he would have been better alone. Like he has his own life, has his friends, just chill.
Still a young, probably
Yeah,
age.
he's a very young person at heart, and that's what I liked about him because he was very young, very sportive, and that was like an exciting energy around him. But yeah, after that, because he had his own problems, own childhood traumas that he never healed. So I think it's also a lot of suppression.
And then your mom continued this pattern, or she stopped? Because she said you married before again and
Yeah,
again.
she married again. So the thing is, I had a divorced parents in Lebanon in the 90s, and I was in a Catholic school.
Mhm.
So it was like not
No-nos.
It's a
All
no.
the no-nos.
I think the only other person that had divorced parents, my mom married his dad. That was it.
Okay.
So we were the only divorced kids that I knew of at school, and then they got
I'm
married.
not going to go into detail of that one. Probably your mom
Yeah.
was hanging around school like, who's the single dad?
No, that's the thing. My mom, she's really beautiful. Like I look like my dad, but my mom is like she looks like Princess Diana when she separated from my dad. And the thing is, she went through a lot of hate in Lebanon because she was in her 20s and she was divorced. And you know, women would not want their men around her, and then men will come and flirt. Like it's not like nowadays. There's no respect back then. And
Honestly, we go to a golf club.
yeah,
That's happening now.
oh yeah, that's sad.
There's a divorced woman that nobody wants her to play with a golf with her husband.
That's not nice. Yeah.
Husbands.
This has nothing to do
It's
with
not right.
anything. So she was really like, even with family problems, it was really hard for her. Like, and even with her, she couldn't like find jobs, and it was because she couldn't continue education. It was difficult. So we went through poverty with my mom. I still remember the days
In
when,
Lebanon.
yeah, like we didn't have electricity. We had to like steal from the fuse, and it was fun times. But yeah, we went through that hardship, and
Can we say fun times? It wasn't fun times, right?
Oh.
So you're saying it to
Yeah.
avoid the.
No, but the fun time was we were not in fear. That's the fun. Like even though we were not like having money, but it was better than having someone who dictates how you should live your life and just, it was different. I mean, she was much happier
Dad
back
went
then.
back to Australia? Or is
So
he
my
in
dad
Lebanon?
stayed in Lebanon when they got divorced. He married again in Lebanon and he had another child. And I think he moved recently. I heard that he moved to Australia back after the Lebanese situation.
He never made an effort to.
He never connected with me
Wow.
ever. 15 years and I haven't either. So it's not like it's on both of us. So yeah. But for me, like
How can a man do that? I just don't
I don't
get
know.
it. I just don't get it.
I don't know either, honestly. Because I
Why
know
don't you make the call and say what the fuck's going on?
I think he's in his
Why are you so nice?
Yeah.
Seriously, why don't you just phone up and say what the fuck is going on?
I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna say, to be honest.
That's what you say.
Yeah. I don't know what he's
Why don't you
gonna
say it from the heart? Say, you know what the hell's because if you don't want me saying, you're such an amazing person.
Thank you.
But I think really, I do think it's still something. It
course.
has to be. So
Has to be.
just get it out in the open. Phone him up and say, what kind of a man are you?
Yeah. No, definitely. I have to.
Because you're going to have children, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, how can it be possible? Like, your daughter's out there somewhere. And even my mom divorced again. I'm sure he knew about that. and reaching out, seeing, just checking on.
Because somewhere along the way, you were part of his life, right?
Yeah, I mean, I look like him pretty much. When you see us, it's like spitting image. So yeah, it is saddening. I have to be honest. It is also still something I have to deal with on a daily basis.
I think you do, because if he passes, then you'll have loads of unanswered questions.
Definitely a lot of unanswered. But now that I went through my own, like, I'm learning a lot through the personal development and human behavior. I mean, he has also some health issues as well, neurological. So I cannot mention that, but so that definitely is a part of it. And he had also a very bad relationship with his own mom. So I think
It's
that
often the
comes with-
case, and it's probably mom had an issue with her
Of
parents.
course.
So
Of course, but it doesn't break the cycle.
I cover this a lot in our podcast, that you have to draw the line.
Yeah.
And I think it's really because of internet. We're a lot more educated now. Information is, tip of our fingers. So we can make a decision that it stops here. The abuse stops here.
Yeah. No.
But then I really believe you should contact him.
No, I feel like it's interesting that you're saying that, because 6 months ago, I told my grandma she visited me, and then I told her, can you?
Your dad's mom.
No, my mom's mom. She, I don't know. It was after that. I went to Lebanon this Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the first time I spent Christmas in Lebanon after 15 years. And I have a love-hate relationship with the country because of how I, being a young girl and seeing all that. So after I worked so much on my own self, when I went back, although Lebanon now is in a very bad situation, financially, everybody, it's a really hard place to be. Like, survival mode is like luxury now, you can say there. I didn't feel any pain. It was the first time I go there without resentment or without hate. And when I opened, there was like family photos. When you go home, you always see those. And I saw my parents, and it was the first time I see it as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I get it. It wasn't easy. I'm sure they did the best, but I'm definitely gonna reach out. It's gonna be me, but I have to be ready as well. So I think if you asked me this 5 years ago, I'll be no. Like, I would be really mean and really hard, because I had to put up so much so I dealt with his consequences.
How'd you get rid of the anger? Because you don't look like an angry, but I'm an angry guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to learn. I think because my parents were very angry, I had to be the passive one. So I think I was the sponge of the family. Like, everybody would be angry on
anything
everyone.
like boxing or
Yeah,
do you
we
do
do.
that? Yeah,
Yes.
that's a
That's what I do
release.
once a week. We do it once a week, and I took my partner as well, because he's Italian. He's hot-blooded. He has a lot of
Yeah, but Italians are
energy.
all talk. They look good, but they don't do follow-up.
No, but he did. No. The thing is,
They're rubbish.
no.
They look good, they talk good, they dress well, but they're shit boxers.
Yeah, boxers, I don't know.
Just joking.
Like, boxers probably, but yeah, the thing is with Michele, I'm lucky because he's a hybrid Italian. That's what I always say.
So what's he doing with his business now?
So he's a digital entrepreneur.
What does that mean?
So he works in self-publishing, selling books online. So it's
Okay,
a very, very big market, but to put it simply, selling books online.
Is
making
that
the book.
clients all over the world? Or?
So his clients mostly are Italians, because like helping other people doing this business.
Okay, so if I've written a book, it's in English, you could help me digitize it and so.
Yeah, he can help you digitize it.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'll
how you
just
can
look
like
right
put
now.
it on Amazon, and then you get your own royalties instead of a publishing house doing it for you.
Cool.
And doing an
I'm
audiobook.
almost done with my book, so we'll
Oh,
talk.
that's good. Yeah, definitely. He's the person to talk about that stuff.
Great,
Been
great,
doing it for 3 years. Yeah.
great. So, do you have plans to have children, family?
Well, we have discussed it, but we don't know yet, because thing is, I think we're very aware of the situation. I think we would like to be more ignorant about it.
What
But-
situation?
So it's like having kids right nowadays, first of all, it costs money. And second of all, the world that we live in, like, how is the world becoming? Like, we hope it's going to get better, hopefully soon.
Don't talk like that.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
Don't talk like that. Don't. I was with my personal trainer,
Okay.
and I'm very particular when it comes to hiring staff.
Yeah.
So hire slow, fire fast.
Okay.
And he was working with me 8-9 years ago. And we're having I actually, he's not the best personal trainer, but I like his personality.
Okay.
But this particular day, I was free and happy, and I was looking forward to the gym. And he starts the conversation by going through all the people I fired. Right? Is such and such still with you? No, they've gone. Oh, they were really good. Why did they leave? The fourth one, I was like, shut God, I don't want to hear about. Talk about all the staff who've been with me for years, right? Oh, sorry. I'm going to talk positive now. Then he immediately changed the conversation to, just this child went and killed, 14-year-old went and killed the security guard and 8 people at school, blah, blah, blah. What's the world? I said, where are we going with this? I'm not enjoying this. I said, that Serbian child killing 8 people. Are you aware of it last week?
Oh, there's always
Yeah.
new ones happening.
Always. There are 8 billion people on the planet, right?
Wow.
So I said, that consumed me for 10 seconds. I'm sorry for the parents. I'm sorry it happened. There's jack shit I can do about it.
Yeah.
Whether if I good, feel bad, whatever, can't change my, I'm sorry it happened. But then he started the conversation after that by saying, he's just getting married. What's the future of this world for our kids?
Oh, yeah. So
If
that's-
everybody thought that way,
yeah, it won't bring anything.
nothing.
Yeah.
You got to have hope in humanity. So don't go for it. You're in a loving relationship.
Mm.
That's your legacy. Now, financially, I can understand, right? Because you have parameters and you want to provide a certain way for your
Yes.
kid. I get it.
Yeah.
But you're young and you're just a perfect age and you're an amazing human being.
Thank you.
Because what I learned is to be the dad I never had.
Yeah, same. Because the thing is, for me personally, I feel that since I was so young, I went through my parents' divorces and I raised my brothers.
Mhm.
And like my half brother from my mom's side, Adon, is like I raised him, like truly. Because when my mom had to, divorce his dad and he had to be the son of the state for a year, it was a very, very difficult divorce. So whenever he had problems with her when he came back home, she would call me. It's like, okay, talk to your brother, as if like talk to your dad. So it's like I know that I would be definitely a good parent because I've been through so much, but a part of you feels like you've done it. I don't know how. It's a weird feeling.
No, it's different when you have
I
it.
think it's different. Yeah, everybody tells me that.
100% it's different.
Yeah, but you feel like
And you know
you've
what?
given
The
so much.
child, we're very lucky.
Mhm.
My children are lucky
Oh
to
yeah,
have me
that's
as a dad because their cups are overflowing with love. I keep saying this, just give them love. Screw money. Love is everything. And the universe will bring money.
true. And that's what they remember. Like I'm telling earlier, right, with my own parents, the best time I had with them is like we were poor with my mom, but it was the memories that were happy. We were jumping up on the bed and like we're free. We don't have anything to be scared of anymore. This is what the people remember. That's what the kids would remember mostly.
So your mom will be about my age. So she's in America, you said?
Yeah. She just moved.
Remarried?
Yeah. Remarried to her first love. It was such a beautiful story. They were like 15 years old in Lebanon. It was like
She started young, didn't she? She
Yeah.
couldn't wait because she's a 15-year-old and then 18 child.
exactly.
She was in a
No,
rush.
but 15, like there was nothing, back then in the 80s, it wasn't like something big, but it was like their
You
first
think?
love. No, I know.
You think, yeah, that's what she told you. Oh, we used to hop along in the park holding hands.
No, but that's the thing. People think like when they see my mom because she's beautiful and she had 3 marriages, they would think like, she went around, but she's really Elizabeth
No, right.
Taylor.
Maybe she was a raving sex maniac. You never know, right? Because we never think our parents are like that, do we?
No, but
But she's an angel Diana-like, yes?
No, but truly
She
with
was
her,
out there,
she was a serial
single dads
monogamous.
outside school.
No, I swear. No, but I know how it would
Just-
sound, but it's true. Like
It doesn't sound anything. I don't know why I'm trying to wind you up.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But to be truly honest, she's like a serial monogamist. Like she's Elizabeth Taylor. She marries every boyfriend she has, like literally. Since
Or
the beginning.
J-Lo, right?
Oh yeah, J-Lo,
Yeah.
like honestly. And then when in between, like she's very religious, she's dedicated, and I think also religion for my mom has saved her instead of taking depression pills or thinking because she had all of her own negative thoughts. Why is this happening?
She had her own upbringing as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and like
It's lack of self-worth.
exactly, and she was very unlucky with men. To be truly honest.
Why do you think people put up with shit in their lives?
I think sometimes they think they deserve it. And the thing is also, as immigrants, the threshold of shit, as you're saying, is pretty high. So, for example, if I would come and I tell my mom, like, I mean, my mom is pretty different, but in general, like, I have a problem with my own partner. For them, they're like, unless he beats you and does this, then you can complain. So, also, we have to give a bit, like, yes, you helped us become better, but also give credit to if we have issues, it's real. Because when I broke up with my ex, people said he was a good guy. Why would you break up?
Because you don't want a good life.
Yeah, like you don't want a good
You
life.
want an
what's wrong
amazing
with
life,
you? Yeah, and for me, we were great, but we were very wise, and we saw if we continue this path, we're gonna do things we regret. I don't know, like it's not gonna go the right way, and we're too young for this.
Do you still connect?
Very rarely, but we do. Like
Your mom?
with my mom, yeah, all the time. Yeah, I have to see her this Christmas
Where is she in the US?
in Silicon Valley, San Jose.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to California for 3 months, June, July, August.
Really nice.
Can't
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah, if you're in the area, do let me know. I don't know. No, in August we'll be in Italy, but yeah, in the Christmas time we're gonna.
I love going to Italy. Whereabouts in Italy you go to?
So Michele is from Bologna.
Okay,
know.
beautiful.
So we go to Bologna and then we go to San Benedetto del Tronto. So it's like the seaside, but on the
Yes,
other
yes.
side. I really like that area.
We're going to Naples next week.
Oh, really? And we want to do the South as well. We were thinking about doing it too. I've never been in the South, and every time I go to Italy, they think I'm Italian, like, but from the
course.
South, not from the North.
When you speak, can they tell you're foreign? Or,
Yeah, if I speak Italian, yeah, I have an accent. Of
so
course.
where'd you learn it from?
So I learned it from family and my partner, but he doesn't correct me so much. He likes that I have an accent.
Okay, he doesn't dare.
No, he likes
I'm
it.
just
Like,
joking. What
That's cute.
how did your family end up in Italy?
So, okay, another story. So my mom's second husband, he was a doctor at the time, and he did his education in Italy, and he got married to an Italian woman and came with his son to Lebanon. And when the situation in Lebanon was not good, he moved to Italy for
So
work.
you had a child from a previous relationship,
Yeah,
and your mom had a child with him.
yeah.
So you got two brothers,
So yeah, he was my stepbrother.
two stepbrothers.
Yeah, yeah. So he was my step, and we went to
Would
dental.
that be a stepbrother, half brother, stepbrother?
So half brother is that we share the same mom.
Exactly.
But stepbrother, we don't
So you
have
have
any
one
family.
half brother and one stepbrother.
Yeah,
I see.
I had. He's no longer my stepbrother. So
Oh, I see. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, when they divorce, he goes.
No, because it was a very bad divorce.
Uh-huh.
It showed a lot of bad sides of people, and it was even more traumatic than my dad's.
So do you think your mom will sabotage this relationship?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think what I like about my stepdad is that Sam is that he's such a beautiful soul, honestly, and he understands where she comes from. Like, so for example, if she's coming with a lot of emotions because she's been through, he understands it. He doesn't fight her on this because it comes from a place of sadness, anger, and she's also compassionate with him. So I think
Because she's had enough.
she's had enough. And I think the beauty about them, when they reconnected, it was on distance because he was in the US and she's in Italy, but there was a lot of communication between them. So that helped a lot.
Has your brother moved?
Yes.
How old is he now?
He's 20.
Oh, so he's not so young anymore.
Yeah. No. He's turning 21 now. Yeah. No, he's really liking
Beautiful.
the US. He's happy.
Beautiful. Now you have to work on yourself.
Yes. And I feel I'm 18 again in a sense, but at the same time not because I have too much experience. But yeah.
What do you think of? I think, if you don't mind me saying, I think you extremely mature for your age.
Yeah.
Yes. 'Cause my son's 29.
Oh, really?
My daughter's 28.
You don't look like if a son
Thank
is
you.
29.
No,
So.
yes. But I wasn't such a, I was 28.
Oh, really?
So I'm 57 now.
You have to tell us your own the way to say biohacking, anti-aging technique.
No, it's hereditary. You're going to always have good skin. It's Iranians and Lebanese.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
We just,
I get
our
mistaken
DNA.
to be Iranian. I get mistaken to be Iranian
Yes.
sometimes.
we can be Spanish in Spain, Italian in
Yeah.
Italy. We're just that color
Yeah.
skin. So how did you feel about Dubai when you landed here?
So
And
honestly,
how do you feel about it now? Because the whole world's coming here, right?
everybody. So before we came, I was a bit, skeptical. Arabic country again for women, is it like suppressing and all of that? So I did not know because I also lived with my partner. So I was like, can we live together? I don't know. I don't want, to follow the rules. So actually, when I came, I was really mind
Shock.
blown.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Like honestly, Dubai is like it's mind blowing because in Dubai you either love it or you hate it. You can't be half because it's too much. Like it's grow
It's
too fast.
intense, isn't
It's
it?
intense. It's because people love Italy a lot. Everybody can love Italy because it's old. It's romantic. It has its charm, but like we love Italy, but Italy is old. Like literally,
Europe is old.
Europe is old. Like it cannot grow. It's so like still in France when I have to do paperwork, it's still paperwork. I have to go to the post and put it like a
I
stamp.
remember
and-
how it felt to get post in the morning and all bills.
Yeah,
I hate you wake up in the
overwhelming.
morning, go, oh, more bills.
Yeah.
Man, can you start your day with bills,
With
right?
bills. Yeah, no.
What a
But
negative
Dubai is
way.
fast. That's what we love about it. The thing we like about here is that if you're an entrepreneur, this is the place to be. If you're someone who wants to grow, I mean, in Dubai, either you grow or you go. Like pretty much, because you cannot stay if you don't have a
You
visa.
either go or you go west.
Yeah.
Either way.
Exactly. So I was really impressed. Honestly.
So, what have you found out as a business owner? Let's say I was your consultant.
Yeah.
How could I help you?
As a consultant, how can you help me?
I'm a consultant, but
Yeah, I
still.
know, exactly.
So how can I help you? I don't do one-to-ones anymore. So
Yeah, I think the help part is I think how can I, bring, show what I do to people? How can I present? Because you know the market in Dubai the most, you know their language, right? So how can I speak their language so that they know that I can help them?
okay, I don't think there is people say it's Arabic this or culture this. I think you got to eliminate that.
Yeah, no.
The way people speak is the same as the way they speak in the US.
Yeah.
Because we all have fears, okay? So when I meet a coach, the first thing I'm thinking is negative thoughts.
Sure.
Why should I part with my hard-earned money to give somebody who was not qualified, I don't know who they are, to work with me? And then I'm sick of the conversation. This is what I think when I meet someone. So I'm sick of the conversations I'm having with myself. Why do I want to open up more conversation with somebody else?
Exactly.
Because I'm already beating myself up enough, right?
Exactly.
Because, how does that make you feel? No. Well, how does that make you feel? Stop asking me questions. I just want to kill myself now.
Just give me the how. And that's what people come to me.
So what I would do is I'll make a definite statement, right? So dealing with entrepreneurs like you and who felt the pressure and felt they didn't need help over a course of 3 sessions or 6 sessions or whatever, I managed to do this.
Yeah.
Because money is not a problem.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what, because when people come to me,
It's you differentiating yourself with all the idiots.
yeah,
That's the problem.
exactly. Because for me, like what differentiates me from the others is like honesty is obviously every person is different. Everybody has different energy. And it's also my background and how I approach coaching in a more professional manner. So I even created my own method as well, because I saw there's a very common pattern with high achieving professionals that are sensitive and overwhelmed, is that they all come in with the how. How can I be happy? They're all about the how.
It's the questions.
That's the questions. I'm like, okay, before that, to be truly honest, no one knows themselves. Like truly, like who are you? What are you about? Your values, just values. When I do the session on values, it sounds simple. It's 2 hours long. It's like a real chartboard. And it always is a winner, this session, because their stress goes down and they understand why they're angry, why they're pissed off. Because
People are angry because they don't set boundaries. They're not
they don't
clear
set
with their
boundaries.
values.
Clear with
So
their
it's all
values.
gray.
It's
It's
all
the shades
gray
of
and
gray. That's what pisses them off. Yeah.
exactly. And they don't know that, right? So I tell them, okay, before we get to the how, let's see why you want to get there. And most of their whys is fear-based or like society expectation and all. Then we get to who you are. So I help them get self-mastery because I believe nowadays with the recession happening, all the uncertainty, people need to master stress. Stress is the source of everything.
But there's good stress and bad stress.
It is good stress and bad
I know
stress.
I've had 2 heart attacks and both of them, I was super fit. I was the fittest physically I'd been, but I was stressed the most I ever been. I think you should know, like, think when a child sees a needle, all the arteries tense up.
Yeah.
True?
Yeah.
And I think that stress, yeah.
So what happens with stress, just to really bring awareness on that, is that people, especially nowadays, and I'm sure in Dubai, they don't finish the stress cycle. So they see danger, right? Because when you're saying good stress and bad stress, you need stress to pump your blood, to do things. That's awesome. But when you have chronic stress over the period of time, unmanaged, leads to burnout, inevitably. So burnout doesn't happen after a week of hard work.
It's through time.
It's through time. And then to deal with it takes time. So burnout, to get out of it, takes years as well.
Do you think your age and being a woman is a hindrance or is a good thing?
I think it's a good thing because since I'm a woman, I'm sensitive. So, like, for example, I worked with men. You would think like they would not. Even as a dentist, I used to wear my pink scrubs. And I used to see this big African man coming in. He's like, "You're going to remove my tooth?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he sits down, he's scared. And since I had such a sweet touch, I was called the gentle dentist in Reunion. I had 2 months wait list just to be with me because I give no pain, because that's the market, right? Dentist gives no pain, good results. I want to go there. So, and he always came with me. He's like, "You removed it?" "Yes." He's like, "You small?" Like, "Yeah." So, and interestingly, when you're saying about the men part and women, for some reason, on the island,
Here you have egos.
oh my God,
I can
yes.
understand in a dentistry, the moment somebody puts a uniform on,
Yeah,
we're brought to think that they're in power, right?
yeah, exactly.
Teachers, doctors, and so uniforms help. As a life coach, self-employed business owner,
Yeah.
I don't want to call you a life coach. I really
I
don't.
don't call myself a
I
life coach either.
know. I know it's horrible, isn't it?
But it's something that everybody knows.
I hate it though. Then you're putting in the same pot as everybody else.
Yeah.
How many life coaches do you think approached me to do podcasts with them? And you're the only one I've ever done.
Really?
Ever. I never will again. No, because I don't have time for anyone.
Yeah.
Unless you contribute something to my listeners.
Yes.
Or nothing. So I was looking forward to seeing you because when we connected,
Yes.
I connected with you on an emotional level, although it was very short.
It was very brief. Yeah. I also felt that as well with you. And the thing about, because I had like not the right men growing up, let's say, you have a very good energy as a man, and it's something.
I'm sensitive.
You're very sensitive.
You know why?
That's why I'm with an Italian as well. They're sensitive and they are open about their emotions.
Yes.
They just talk about
Yes.
it like
Mine was because I didn't have men in my life. I was brought up around women.
same here. I have only aunties, only women.
You kind of expect that from a woman, right?
Yeah.
Men, you think,
It's different.
why would we be emotional, passionate, sensitive?
Exactly.
And I think, honestly, I think it's a strength.
Yeah, it's like Brene Brown's famous TED Talk, The Power of Vulnerability.
Mhm.
He said that. So the thing is, just to come back to stress, so I help people really master the stress because no one understands what stress is. People live with it. Everybody is working from chronic stress.
Agree.
Everyone working from
Mine is stress has become part of my life. So if I lacked it, I'll throw something in the pot to cause stress.
The thing is, stress, you cannot live without it. You need it to survive.
It's the level of the stress you
The
can.
level of you have to be you master your stress.
Yes.
That's what I help people to get. So stress is a physiological response when you have danger. For example, like the gladiators, right? The lion is coming in, their blood tense up, the blood is flowing, and it goes through all the muscles, and you're super focused. So what happens that either you kill the lion or you run from the lion, and then when he goes out, he finished and he feels safe. He did something.
Do you know what happens? I get sick. A couple of times in my life, I had stress, and afterwards I was physically sick.
Yeah.
And I realized that animals do that. When they're being chased by a lion,
Yeah.
they're physically sick. The stress causes that.
Exactly, because the
Anxiety.
digestion closes during everything. So the thing what's happening now in the modern world is that the cycle doesn't end. So they are in stress. So for example, sometimes it's real alarms and sometimes it's false alarms, right? The danger, but the
Yes.
brain doesn't know the difference.
Correct.
We
It translates it the way he wants to.
Like
Yeah.
the boss is coming, I'm stressed. Like for example, when you're in a meeting and there's someone talking and you're saying, I want to punch this guy.
Mhm.
Your body is giving you a normal response to punch, to fight, right? Fight and flight. But you can't do anything. So you're filled with this blood, the blood boiling inside of you. So what I always recommend is physical activity, like boxing. You have to do
Take it
something
out.
constantly. You have to end the cycle.
Does sex help?
Sex helps as well, and there's something
But
called.
I think it's got to be a connection with the person,
of
not
course.
just anyway.
Releasing, yeah, no,
Yeah, because then
of
you're
course.
dispersing. Because with entrepreneurs, what's the word I'm looking for? Sexual. When you got to be trying to impress the other half, opposite sex. That's your driving force, isn't it?
Yeah, mojo kind of thing.
Yeah, it's that's number one driving force in entrepreneurs, trying to impress the opposite sex.
Yeah, it should be
Sex
charming.
drive. Sex drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But then I noticed that if they're dispersing it, they become weak.
Yeah.
It has to be focused.
But that's why big entrepreneurs, men, like the very successful ones, they always have one strong woman behind them.
Yes.
Because then they can focus.
Hopefully it's their wife.
Yeah, yeah. No,
You never know.
but it's true. Like usually it's the wife has the
Yes.
kids so that he can focus on creating the empire.
That is power.
And she's doing it the same at home. And they never treat them as submissive. They give them their own control and power as well.
Yeah, I love that. I love my wife being in power because I don't want to compete.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and just allow me to be me, and I'll allow you to be you.
Exactly.
So no jealousy, no insecurities, no.
But it all comes from self-discovery, right? So like something that I teach people is like who you truly are, because when I do coaching, I want it to be sustainable.
One of the fears people have is that they might leave their spouses, right?
The fear.
They realize, oh shit, she's not the right person for my values, or he.
I had a couple that came to me. It was normally with the girl. She came because she was stressed, and we did the values. And then we noticed that her partner is projecting a lot of his own stress on her. So I advised her, why don't you work with someone just to have some clarity on a few things? So he wanted to work with me. So I did both of them at the same time. When we just did values, they understood everything. And ever since, they've been stronger than ever.
Wow.
Because he understood why she reacts this way. She gets him. So they know each other's love languages and they respect each other's values. So if the guy is rewards, she would also call him and make sure he gets that tank full. And he does the same for her. Yeah. Having that clarity of who you truly are is something that everybody thinks is a luxury. That's why they think coaching is a luxury. But once you know who you truly are and you have a clear and focused why, the how is a piece of cake.
Absolutely. The mind is everything. The body is, I think it's only about 10, 15%. The mind is 85%.
Yeah, I mean, it is true.
We go to the gym, but we don't work on our minds.
So it is both, I think, because the mind is the worst master. For example, like we were talking about Dubai, the safety, and told me about the elevator thing. So if you got mugged in Paris and you come to Dubai, it's safe. Your mind knows it's safe. But if someone comes and just taps on your shoulder, trigger because your body still hasn't processed it. So I think mind body is very important, especially with stress, because we need to do something for the stress cycle to end. You can't just sit and
Inactivity is
you
a
can't
worst.
sit and say, oh, it's okay, I'm safe. No, 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 your body is still boiling. And then it boils too much for a long period of time. Then you have heart attacks and you have high blood pressure and because it's always boiling. So you need to do something to release it. Definitely.
So I've loved this, by the way.
Yeah.
Over an hour, right? So
Really?
yeah, it's gone quick. So tell me, if the listeners want to change their lives, 3 things that they can, there's lots of people, I've been there, where I know I'm not happy, I'm not living my full potential.
Mhm.
What's the first 3 things you have to do?
First thing is get crystal clear on what full potential is. Because most of the time it's full potential compared to someone else, either on social media or in business. Like when people see influencers online, they're like, oh, I wish I can travel. It must be easy. It's not
Have
easy.
their life.
Have their life. But I would ask them, what exactly do you like about that? Is it the freedom? Is it the travel? What exactly? Because being a travel
Do they have to
influencer,
document it? Do they have to write?
it's much, if you document, I forgot the statistics, but if you document, I think 30% it gets in your brain more because you have to write it down, or have it
So
visual.
you get your patients or clients to write things down.
Yeah, I mean, it's always better. And
I say that, write it down.
write it
Then
down
you're serious.
and you're serious and you have it up, you have it in your face. And also you don't have to overthink it all the time. It's just down on paper.
Okay, second?
So first of all is getting crystal clear about who you want to be. And second, self-discipline is very important. And self-discipline, you also see it when you work out because people forget the mind. But once you get fit, you feel like you're capable of anything, right? You feel like I'm fit, I'm physically strong. Same thing with the mind as well. So I think having that discipline and never lose focus is, of course, hardest thing to do nowadays with all the distractions. Like create before you consume. That is very important. And thirdly, I would say something I heard from Marie Forleo, which I love, is simplify to amplify. Everybody has so much on their list, especially if you're not-
Complicating things all the time.
just simplify things, right? Just check them out, see what exactly is important to you,
Prioritize.
and sometimes people don't know what to prioritize. Everything is priority, especially for women who have families and work and everything. So having clarity, crystal clear where you want to go, have the discipline that you're gonna do anything you need to get there, but also accept that, having that resilience, that failure is part of it, all that mindset work. And also at the end, what did I say?
Simplicity.
Simplicity, exactly. And make it simple. Make that journey as simple as possible because the simpler it gets, the more focused you are and the better it gets.
Thank you. One more question. This is personal. I deal with stress through eating.
Stress, yeah, emotional eating is definitely a big, big part.
Yeah, fast, just consume. I'm really right now working on that.
Yeah.
How can you help me?
How can I help you stop stress eating? First of all, when do you stress eat?
All the time.
Okay.
I consume fast amounts and I actually really enjoy it. But then afterwards, I feel terrible.
All right.
Always.
Okay.
Like, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? Yes. Can't sleep. I ate too late. I got this.
So what were you thinking really?
I go blank.
You go blank.
I go blank. I don't know. I think it's just an association. The moment I'm stressed, I find some chocolate or food, and then I go pop, 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 pop.
Hey, you need to do.
Yeah.
That's
And
all.
then I just feel sick, and then just stop until next time. But I'm never when I'm not eating as much now.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're in great shape. I mean,
Well, no, I've got another 15 kilos to lose, but
be careful of labels then.
I write down all the positives that I feel and I've lost weight. Like I can walk fast, go up the stairs, sleep better. And then the moment, whatever happens, I trigger into eating, I forget all those. So I'm really, really working on my mindset to keep this not eating.
But you have to know why you're eating, first of all. What are you trying to fill?
I don't know.
Does it make you feel happy? You have to just
Not afterwards, but I think during, like I could be walking in the mall like, oh, Shake Shack.
Yeah, of course. But
That taste of, maybe I'm brainwashed by Shake Shack sauce.
no, but the thing is, I don't like people also who are very hard on themselves because then it won't work. Then you're gonna eat 5,000 Shake Shack all the time. Yeah, just have clarity on why you're eating and what you're eating. Because sometimes, for example, people who are emotionally eating, they need. It's mostly also I see a lot of women when they move to Dubai, they're feeling alone as well. They need that comfort of feeling themselves.
Maybe.
So I tell them just change what you're eating first before you go crazy and be mindful when you're eating. It's like, okay, just be
I
mindful.
think that's really good because I often feel lonely because when you're a CEO of a company and everybody looks up to you, you can't share those things. That's one. Second thing, I notice when I exercise, I don't want to eat as much because I think I just wasted an hour in the gym by eating
Yeah.
this crap.
Yeah.
So I've started looking at calories for the first time in my life, right? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but like also, since you like that act of eating, just first, instead of like directly stopping it,
Mhm.
be mindful when you're eating. So, for example, when people are eating like this, I tell them don't watch TV because when you're watching TV and eating, you're not mindful
Correct,
of it.
correct.
Just be mindful of everything you're eating, and then you'll stop eating because your body's like, okay, I'm full. You don't have to eat so much. And be mindful, and then just change it. Don't have to eat like something super dense or super fat right away. Don't like cut this habit right. It's very difficult,
I
because
think
then it's become
also
really
we're
fat.
dealing with things like mom said, finish your plate. Always
Yes,
finish your plate.
yes,
And if I think subconsciously, even if it's half full and I'm full, I've got to finish my plate.
yes. No, that's even for me. I still don't drink when I'm eating. Like I have it from my culture. Like you should not drink while you're eating.
But should you though? Does it make a difference?
I don't know. I don't think it makes a difference. But yeah, there is a lot of science before and the after part. But for us, that you have to eat because if you drink while you're eating, it's gonna fill you up. You're not gonna eat as much. But yeah, definitely it comes from subconscious. And one client, she had stress eating, and I asked her because for her, food is linked to love, like a lot of people. So she would eat, she would feel love because it was linked to her family as
Interesting.
well. So it is very personal, emotional eating.
Again, you got to dig deep to find out why.
You have to ask them questions. When is it happening? And then, go there. But first of all, don't be hard on yourself. Everybody does that. So that's first of all, it's normal. Second, be mindful when you're doing it. Yeah. And just change the habit of eating something healthier. And then little by little, you could
Used to it.
Yeah, but like you have to know why you're doing it, going deeper, root cause, and all of those things. So something just to link dentistry and coaching, I saw like when patients came with a big abscess, the first thing we do, we treat the symptoms. So the abscess gets subsides, and then we treat the tooth. And most times, if the patient is not, willing to do the work, they leave, and they come 6 months later, and the abscess is double. So in coaching, it's pretty much the same. People come in when they're super stressed, they're super stuck, and I always tell them the work is going to be harder. We're going to have to be because coaching challenges you a lot. Therapy is amazing, but therapy works on the past. I remember when I did therapy, I felt like with my dad's stuff and everything, I felt good in the present. And I'm like, okay, now what? Then now what is coaching? That's what I loved about coaching because it was practical, solution based, result oriented. And everything that I learned, I will use forever.
So now you're soaking up everybody else's negativity. How do you switch off? How do you let go?
That's what I do. So now I have so much more awareness about people's emotions. So I set my own boundaries. I ground myself before every session. What's the intention I want to bring in the session? And something I teach people is having that ring of power of all that potential. It's like the Superman pose in a way. You have that ring of power everywhere you go, so no one gets in that.
Do you meditate?
I meditate, yeah. But mostly it's workout is definitely because I feel there's so much stress from so many years I need to do. So it's workout, like doing activities, it's really helpful. So now I'm really focused on the body.
Amazing.
Follow up the mind. Yeah.
Amazing.
So that's definitely true. So I really recommend people don't wait when it's just too late. And the coaching, especially the coach, of course, it's not a luxury. I think it's a necessity. And with things happening nowadays, you need to know who you are and you need to know how to master your stress like you're doing, right? How to master the stress so it doesn't eat you up a bit too late. Because what the money you're saving and not investing in this now, you're gonna pay it in bills and hospital bills in the future, to be truly honest. Because I've seen it as a healthcare professional. When I have patients late in age, they didn't take care of their teeth and they look at the quotation, they're like, oh, that's too much, dentists are, scammers. I'm like, okay, then go. You're gonna have if you don't have an implant, you have the other, I don't know, I'm gonna talk scientific stuff now, but the treatment is not gonna be durable. You're gonna have the quality of life, right? Because when I work with people in coaching, the thing is that they change their energy and then they have a better impact on their personal life and professional life. You can't imagine, I worked with corporates and then I always ask them, is there someone in the group that is always draining the energy of the team?
Of course.
That is overwhelmed, stressed, and always bringing their everything. This is the person I can help. So that when he comes to the room, he gives better energy.
It's the difference between you and I. When you see that, you say, I can help. When I see that, I'll fire him.
No, but
I just have no patience for that. Like,
no, you're right.
screwing the company, why should she suck up all the energy, he or she, and then we should fire him?
Yeah, but
I
like,
replaced. But I'd rather do it your way because
Yeah.
mine's a bit, I have a trail
No,
of
but
enemies.
exactly. No, yeah, of course, it's different. But for me, like, if someone was feeling stressed and overwhelmed and they cannot like become anything and they feel they're not bound to something, I help them get where they want to be.
Yeah.
Like you have what it takes, and then that work will be sustainable.
God, you need patience for that, don't you?
Yes.
Patience. I don't have
That's
the
you need
patience.
a lot of patience. And
More you
that's
than
just you
me.
need the patience. And now I feel like I chose the careers where no one likes to see you in a sense, but I love what I do and I definitely believe in it. If I didn't, I wouldn't continue doing it.
Do you know,
to be totally honest.
when I interview people and I look at a young age, I always think, oh, what are we going to discuss, right? Because they
Yeah.
don't have mileage. But
I love the mileage.
yeah, but it's been a pleasure, real pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Thank
I
you.
know your future's very bright.
Yeah, thank you.
And think twice about having kids,
Yeah,
because your legacy is everything.
yeah. Especially with Michele, we have good genes and like it's
You
shaping
should. Don't
fantastic.
talk about the universe. You know, imagine 2,000 years ago, there were wars happening. You're sitting in your village cooking, and suddenly they come and invade and rape and pillage. It's not as bad as those. It's been the best time we've ever had.
True. And
But-
they say, I mean, Jordan Peterson says the best, like you grow up when you have children.
You really do.
You
Well,
really
you're
do.
already grown up anyway.
Yeah.
But this, I feel the love in you. Yeah, and you need to release that, and that the best way is your children.
Yeah, and also the calmness. Like every time I have kids, they get calm, they sleep with me every
Oh.
time. I have this amazing energy.
Good luck to you then. That's it. You'll be kicked out of the bedroom with somebody else. Yeah.
But if
I-
I have
actually-
a girl, I think it's gonna be hard
Yeah.
for him because it's gonna be her
Oh.
stay for sure.
Yeah.
Very, very sweet.
Wish you all the best.
So what do you recommend for me from your personal and professional opinion?
Now you're interviewing me, right? Okay then. I will ask
look
more
back to,
questions. I will ask more. Oh, what would 3 things?
like if I would like look back from 3 years from now, I was like, this advice that Dariush gave me has
When you
been
came to my course, you should know, right?
that I know so many. I have books. I have a whole copybook
Thank
of
you.
notes. But like knowing me more personally.
I don't know enough about your business, right? I'm a business coach, but I will look at your numbers and I'll see what your saturation point is, right? And I'll make sure that you value yourself. I don't know how much you charge, but I think I will probably increase your price. Because when you first to the country, you think nobody knows me. I don't have track record. I'm just young. I'm getting into this. And then you set your price point. And you think later on, I made this mistake. Years later, nobody cared. They buy you, right? They don't look at your CV or track record. So I would set my price higher. I look at my peer group in business, okay? And I think, am I surrounded by other losers? Am I surrounded by people who can afford to pay me, who I aspire to be like? So I changed my peer group. When I first, again, came to Dubai, I was the poorest in my peer group. But they asked me to kind of join and to go for drinks, socializing, but I never did because I knew if I continue doing the same thing, I'll pass them. So I was patient. I didn't hang around people for the sake of it. And then, I'll know my numbers.
Yeah.
I love my numbers. I know exactly we do millions of dollars a month. So, but I know to the dollar or to the cent how much going in and out of my account. And often what you find is that people into the business of helping, they try to avoid money.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
those are love money, value yourself and peer group.
Perfect. Yeah, it's something I'm definitely working on. So you saying it as well as like putting it into.
Take your time. Take your time. You might go to 20, 30, 40 networking events and just pick one. Like Angela, my wife, she's a perfect peer group for you.
Yeah.
Because she's got aspiring personal development. And then she has 2 or 3 people that are her peer group. So you need to work with them. Birds of a feather flock together.
Definitely.
Positive people with positive people, rich people with rich people, and negative people with negative people.
Yeah, that's why when we moved here with Michele, it was the hardest thing because we're always him and me. Like it's kind of like a survival show, we say, like an Italian and a Lebanese on an island. Are they going to survive? And now Dubai edition. So yeah, so for the family, it was weird for us to be here and leave our careers and open our new careers. But we feel like we're at the right place because we can meet high achievers like myself.
You know what I think? I don't think survival is a good word to use because survival is you constantly getting your head above water, right? You're never going to
You're
prosper.
thriving.
You're never going to thrive. So I would say you've chosen to massively explode your growth. You know,
Exactly.
you're riding this huge wave. Enjoy it.
Yeah, because you know when they say magic happens outside your comfort zone, but it doesn't happen right away after. There's the fear zone right outside, then the learning zone, then the growth. So people think like it's gonna be so
Well,
fun.
you've done it. You've done it. You're
Yeah.
here. Well done. You bought that ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah. You set up home and business here. Congratulations.
So stepping away from clinical dentistry at the height of it and having done my master's as well was the most difficult decision I ever had to do because it's a cult.
And you could always you have this option of just going over and making loads of money, right? But you
Yeah.
choose to follow your
chose to do
passion and help people.
It's also like you were saying, how I'm gonna exchange time for my money. If I do dentist, I know I cannot be a good coach because it's gonna be draining. So you had to choose one.
And you're not focused.
And you're not.
And you
focused.
teach people to be focused, right? So if you can't
Exactly.
practice what you preach, so
And it's not sustainable because I know I'm not gonna open a clinic in my dreams as well. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Thank you so much. I'm very
let's
happy.
connect again. I want to see how you're doing. I want to
Yeah,
hear
it's
about
the
your
first time it felt
progress.
so personal and
Yeah.
something like that. So yeah, thank you.
Thank
Living
you.
up to that. Thank you, thank you.
Gladiator.
Yes.
A woman
yes.
warrior.
A woman
Thank
warrior.
you. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you, Dariush.
Guys, see you next time. I salute you all. Bye.